Hey, you guys, welcome back to the My Virgo Friend podcast. I am CheChe, your movement and meditation coach. Happy Sagittarius full moon. We are going to be talking about the Sagittarius full moon that we have today. We are now officially in Gemini season, so we'll talk about that energy. But first, let's get into our 3 deep intentional breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Breathe in. Take a sip of your beverage. I am sipping water for today. And like I said, we are officially in Gemini season. So first and foremost, shout out to the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Cheers. Shout out to the water signs, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. Cheers. Shout out to the fire signs, Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. Cheers. And last but not least, shout out to the earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Again, happy birthday to all of the Geminis celebrating. If you're a Taurus, Gemini cusper, shout out to you. Cheers. If you are a May baby, if you are a June baby, cheers to you. And specifically, if you are a Sagittarius moon, shout out to you and cheers to you. We're going to talk about the Sagittarius full moon energy that's going on right now. And yeah. Happy May and happy soon to be June. All right. Conan says hello from off to the side. He's bundled up, giving me that natural support for just being close by. All right. His birthday is actually on the 30th, you guys. And Conan, stop. Conan will be 12. Do that somewhere else. He knows I don't like when he eats his butt in front of me. Like, he could go somewhere else with that, you know. But my fur baby, he will be 12. He came into my life in 2012, Thanksgiving 2012, and he was born in May of that year. So my baby, my Konosko, he will be celebrating his birthday soon. All right, so shout out to anyone else that has any fur babies with their birthday. Make sure you celebrate them, okay? They really are Earth's angels, you know. If you know, you know, all right? So again, shout out to all of my Gemini friends. Happy birthday to you. Make sure you are celebrating. Allow yourself to be celebrated. And yeah, hopefully we all are enjoying this Gemini energy that's floating around. I know the energy has picked up. Everything is just moving, okay? The energy is moving. I know this Sagittarius full moon has been kicking my ass, but luckily today I feel better. I feel a little better today. So with this Gemini energy, it is an air sign, like I said. So like Aquarius and Libra, it starts around like May 20th until like June 20th. And for the next 4 weeks, it's air focused. So air energy is ideas, communication, messaging, travel, all of those, this type of energy, you know, that transference type of energy, okay? And Gemini is symbolized by the twins, okay? And, you know, the shadow side of Gemini, they get a bad rep for being two-faced, but it's more so duality, okay? So if you hear anybody like talking junk about the Geminis, you can say it's not that they're necessarily two-faced, because any sign could be two-faced, right? No matter your age, religion, race, anybody could be two-faced, right? Depending on the situation. But with Gemini, they really just have a focus on duality. Okay, and duality is, you know, multifaceted. It's not just, you know, one dimensional. Okay, so with that duality, you know, Gemini has a very curious energy. They love to learn. They're great at holding conversations. They're great at engaging, sharing information. They're great at, you know, connecting people. They could be very supportive. They could be very popular because again, they're good with small talk, good with banter, good with holding conversations. So like that energy of like where you see like at networking events, that's Gemini energy right there. Just fast paced, moving to one, like speed dating. That's Gemini energy, light, surface communication, just keeping it not too serious, right? Like we're not having Capricorn deep level conversations about like the future and legacy and stuff. Like Gemini's more so about like social butterfly energy. Okay, so if you've been feeling more social, or you've been feeling inspired to become more social, this is that Gemini energy that could really support you at this time. All right, so if you tend to be an introvert, a little bit of a recluse, or if you have just developed this rut and this routine of just being alone, being by yourself, and you want to incorporate more people in your space, in your bubble, and, allow yourself to enjoy the change of seasons, okay? On this side of the world, we're still in spring. Summer will be here in another couple of weeks, and it's beautiful outside. Like the days are beautiful. The weather is warming up, but it's not too hot just yet. So this is a great time to really enjoy the seasons before it get too hot. And then we just want to be inside where the air conditioner is, right? But if you do have this inspiration to just really put yourself out there more, I want to encourage you to do that. There's a lot of ways to not be alone, but also like not engage with people, right? Like even just going to the park. Like sometimes I just take Conan and we just go to the park, walk a couple laps or whatever, just so I'm not like by myself. Like, yeah, I'm not like talking to people, but I'm also like not alone, So sometimes just going out to like people watch, or just going out to public places like parks, festivals is another great way, to enjoy people, while being alone, but not being lonely, Go out to listen to some good music, maybe dance, meet a couple of people while you're there. But just know you have options, like you don't always have to be by yourself. You don't always have to feel this loneliness. I have been focusing a lot of time on my YouTube channel lately. And I'm going to be recording soon some videos about the loneliness epidemic, for men and for women, because I feel like we each are having our own types of loneliness, and it stems from different things. So if you're interested in that, please make sure you check that out on my YouTube channel. And in general, with keeping up with me and content, like I said, I'm really focusing on making my YouTube channel, the journey. We're gonna lock it in this year, okay? So please make sure you subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe, okay? So CheChe Babe, CheCheBabe. Type it in YouTube, subscribe, give my videos some likes, leave me some comments down below. Let's get some community engagement going, all right? But like I was saying, with this Gemini energy, I want to encourage you to really step outside of the box. And that's one thing we love about Gemini energy. They don't mind trying new things. They don't mind experimenting. They don't mind like going through the experience. Like, oh, I'm curious to see what that would taste like. I'm curious to see what this event will be like. I'm curious to see, like, they love learning, they love information, and they're good at sharing information, okay? So if you have an interest in like going to museums, going to art exhibits, going to shows, or if you get an invitation to go to these places and it's out of the norm, it's not typically what you would do, lean into that. This would be a great opportunity to learn more about yourself. With this duality energy, it's like, yes, I was on this path, but what if I took this path? That's what this is, like being able to shift and adapt to whatever is going on, or whatever the conversation is, okay? So if the conversation with yourself has been, I'm not happy, I'm doing A, B, and C, but I'm not happy, this Gemini energy may stimulate you and inspire you to say, okay, what does make you happy? What if we swap out A, B, and C with E, F, and G? What would that look like? What would that feel like? I don't know. Well, let's see. Let's give it a chance, So Gemini could be like taste test energy, where you're just dipping a toe in, just doing a little taste test, just getting a feel for what the experience could be like before you dive all in, okay? So allow yourself to be open, allow yourself to experiment, wear more colors. If you typically wear black like me, maybe implement a little bit of color. With me really focusing on my YouTube channel, I've been doing my makeup more. So I'm like, getting a little better. I'm like, oh shit, So of course I have a long way to go with like makeup and doing like a full professional beat. But I'm not no makeup artist, okay? I'm just a regular girl just trying to get her YouTube channel going. And Yeah, because I, leaned into, okay, yes, I have a podcast, but what if I really focus more time on my YouTube channel? How would that help to elevate the podcast, help to elevate me as a speaker? And with leaning into this new possibility, this new avenue, I'm learning how to do my makeup better. I'm learning, lighting, I'm learning editing, all these different things that comes with the shift, what comes with making a decision with consideration of the other thing besides what's normal, besides what we've been doing all this time. What if we did the opposite of that? What if we did something totally different, just switch it up? Okay, for some of you it may come down to dating and relationships. Perhaps you're always looking for tall, dark, and handsome, but now you're looking for financially stable and emotionally available. Like, maybe let's try that out. Maybe let's not look at things so surface level and look to see, how would they make me feel? Can I laugh with this person? Are they going to introduce me to a new world? Are they going to keep me on my toes? So perhaps you are finding value in that energy. For some of you, like myself, you may be feeling like, oh, I've been creatively bored. I hadn't felt stimulated. I hadn't felt supported. I just feel alone, like I'm just lost in the sauce, and just in a need for a change, for a movement, for something new, something refreshing. And so with this Gemini energy, it's going to motivate you to consider other alternatives, because Gemini is not stuck energy. Gemini is on the move. Gemini is on the move. Okay. So with this energy, allow it to nurture you, allow it to serve you, to just help you to get unstuck. And in order for your body to get unstuck from this environment that you are stuck in, you have to make the decision to become unstuck, right? You have to make a decision like, okay, what is the thing? What is the focus? And that's where the Sagittarius full moon comes in. Sagittarius full moon is the fire sign, and it's the opposite, the sister sign of Gemini. Okay, so Gemini and Sag are sister signs. Airy Gemini, fiery Sag. Remember, fire, air go together, earth and water go together. So with the Sagittarius energy, is symbolized by the bow and arrow, okay? The archer, which is where the top, or the centaur, where it's half man and half horse on the bottom, horse's legs and horse's body, but a man's torso and hair and all that stuff. So it's bringing, heaven down to earth in a sense. It's like, if I could dream a big dream, what would it be? If I could dream bigger than this ordinary life, what would it be? If I could go anywhere, where in the world, where would I go? If I could just pick up and move, go anywhere, where would I go? And the thing about the bow and arrow, right? Like, yes, we're taking aim. Okay, we're deciding I'm going to aim at something. We have the tools. Okay, so we have the bow and arrow. We're deciding where the target is. Boom, the target is right there. I'm going to pull back before I release, before I attack, before I send out that energy. So be mindful with this Sagittarius energy in this Gemini season. You may feel the theme of being pulled back, stepping away, zooming out, looking at the bigger picture. It's like, okay, before I attack this goal, let me take 2 steps back to make sure I have everything I need, to make sure this is what I want. Let me take a breather. Just taking a step back before we go full fire, full force, right? Because Sagittarius rules the legs. So we're going to haul ass, and Gemini rules the lungs, okay, and the shoulders. So it's like, before we haul ass, let's make sure we have a full scope of what's going on here. What's the bigger picture before I take aim at this thing, okay? So with this full moon, full moons we know is about when the moon is full, is when you can see it in the sky, and it's illuminated, it's shiny, it's brilliant, okay? It's lighting up the night sky, and we're oohing and ahhing. So if you have an opportunity to see the full moon, definitely take that time to do so. And yeah, with this full moon, we know it's all about not full moons. The full moon is all about endings, closures, wrapping it up, deciding that this is the end, deciding, this is the end of the road, or something being revealed, something being brought to light. For example, this week, the surveillance footage was released where P. Diddy the Scorpio was beating on Cassie the Virgo. And it's like, even though this lawsuit, all of these court dealings have been going on since Cassie filed in November of 2023. And we've had people that have believed her from the beginning. But then you got these trolls and assholes over here that's like, well, why did she take the money? Well, we didn't see the video. We don't see any evidence. Well, we got the evidence now. It's out in the open. It's where everyone can see. It's undeniable footage. And it's him. Why? Because he came out with an apology. So it's definitely him. So for those people like, well, we don't know. It's been brought to light, my darling. The truth shall come to light. What you do in the dark will be shown in the light. It will be revealed, okay? You can't run from yourself, okay? And this is where karma comes into play, right? Because those are his past actions from 8 years ago. Sidebar, why is that hotel not being sued? They kept this footage that long. Why is the hotel not being held responsible yet? So hopefully something shakes with that. And if you're interested in hearing me talk more about the P. Diddy situations, I have been keeping up with it. I have been making videos here and there from like a spiritual perspective regarding the Diddy and Cassie situation and just the entertainment industry as a whole. So if you're interested, you know where to go. My YouTube channel, darling, okay? So, but yeah, that's a prime example of full moon energy, things being brought to light, endings, closures, even though this is just the beginning, right? This is just the beginning because everyone that's involved in that fault and that blame hadn't even been revealed yet, okay? We hadn't even had a trial or anything yet. Like, P. Diddy is still not arrested. So we're still at the very beginning, but it does help to bring some closure to, is he abusive? Is he abusive towards women? Specifically, was he abusive towards Cassie? The answer is absolutely yes, because we also have other models coming forward, you know. But again, I don't want to make this podcast episode about that. That's on my YouTube channel. Go there if you want to hear me talk more about it. But that's a prime example of the Sagittarius full moon energy where revelations are brought out. Okay, so for you, this may be revelations regarding a Gemini, regarding a Sagittarius, and or both. It could be revelations about the other side of you. For some of you, it could be revealing your shadow side, your dark side, the part of you that you don't like, the part of you that makes you cringe, the part of you that pisses you off. Maybe the fact that you're jealous, the fact that you're lazy, the fact that you're ungrateful, the fact that you're unaccomplished, unsuccessful, the fact that you are a chaser, a biter, you have no identity of your own, you're codependent, you're broke, like all of those like low vibrational shadow energies. For some of you, it's going to be bringing that to light. So where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm being revealed about how much I suck. Let me take the Sagittarius full moon energy, get my bow and arrow out. Let's focus on something, because this Gemini energy of me doing all the things and not having a plan and, just, going and taking it day by day, going with the flow, that has not served me at this point. So now I need to focus on the highest and best for me. Okay, Sagittarius energy is like the highest and best. It's ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of luck, fortune, and expansion. So it's going to make bigger. Jupiter is like the largest planet in the solar system. So Sagittarius energy is expansive type of energy. Okay, so pardon me. Pardon me. So it's like with the Sagittarius energy, it's regroup energy. It's come back to source energy. It's remember what's most important energy. It's, it's that wisdom of, I love going out. I love being social, but it's that wisdom of, I love being social, but I need this to balance that. I need to make sure I am home by midnight so I can get a good night's rest. I need to make sure if I'm out with friends, I'm drinking water if I'm going to be drinking. Like, it's just realizing like the parts of you that you like, but also the parts of you that you don't like. And because of those things that need to be changed or tweaked or elevated, it's making a decision to let something go so that a new beginning can be formed. Okay. And I'm doing this because I guess the arrow like going up or whatever, but streamline is coming to mind right now. Streamline is coming to me right now, like this energy right here. So I feel like it's also like a merging of the two souls within you, if that makes any sense. Like not totally shunning away your shadow side, not totally shunning away your lightness, but finding a way to blend the two, right? Because we like your light, but sometimes your light could probably be blinding to some people. It could be too much. It could be maybe around the wrong people to where it's not being respected or protected. It could be just a projection of light, you know what I'm saying? Where you need to bring a little more grit, a little more heaviness, a little more earthiness with that light, you know, or the opposite. If you've been in your darkness, your shadow a little too long, and just realizing like, you know, this heaviness isn't serving me. Let me tap into the things that make me happy. For example, if you're an addict of some sort, a work addict, you know, drugs, alcohol, any type of vices, any type of addiction that's unhealthy, right? That hasn't been serving you. And maybe you've been in this space for a while. It's been comfortable. You hadn't had anyone challenge you. You hadn't had anyone call you out, or you hadn't had any unfortunate circumstances that has naturally motivated you to do better. Okay. So now you're realizing, okay, this darkness isn't serving me. I thought, you know, drinking, you know, on occasion is fine for me, but it's really not. It takes my whole next day to be hungover, and I don't like that feeling, you know? So it's realizing like, okay, what I think was serving me with this vice, how can I find that same fulfillment in a natural way? You know, taking a walk outside, meditating, doing exercise outside, you know, so you just sweating a little differently, spending time with friends, taking up a hobby, taking up a new creative passion. Like, how can I bring a little more lightness into this? So with the Sagittarius full moon energy, you may just feel like a wealth of information because, again, expansive energy. So for some of you, your emotions are going to be expanded or blown out of proportion or made bigger than what it really is. Like for some people, it's going to be making a mountain out of a molehill. And I want you to just take note of that. You know, you are who you are. Your emotions are valid. And if you do have this feeling of feeling too much, where it's too much, take a rest, take a break. I found myself grounding a lot this week. Like, for example, like I'll be playing with Conan, but then I'll like lay down on the ground and just like lay there for a little bit and play with him there instead of like playing with him when he's on the couch or running around and stuff. I like literally got on the floor. And it was one time I was watching, I was stretching, but then I laid back to do stretches. So it's like, I keep feeling this for me personally. I keep feeling this need to like ground my chakras. Like I wanted my spine, the base of my spine to be on the ground. I wanted the back of my back, the middle of my back to be on the ground, you know? So with the Sagittarius full moon, even though it's a fire moon in an Aries season, I feel like there's this energy of recalibration and grounding right now as well. Like I said, going back to source, going back to the root, going back to what matters. Because again, with the bow and arrow, right? Like you have to do this. You have to have that period of not regressing, but like going back to the source, like getting grounded, being very much ready for the thing, so that when you release with all that momentum and you release with all that fire and all that passion, you're very clear on what the objective is. You're very clear on what the focus is. So, allow yourself to be creative. Allow yourself to be passionate. Allow yourself to have fun. This is a season to be reminded to have fun. It is wedding season. So there may be some weddings and graduations going on. Congratulations to all of the graduates of 2024. Congratulations to class of 2024 that just graduated. If you graduated high school, college, if you received your doctorates, if you received your masters, if you received your associates, if you received your certificates, any type of accomplishment on paper, kudos to you. If you completed those CEUs, good for you. If you completed your in-service hours, if you completed your community service hours, like if you completed something, good for you. Good job. Good job. If you completed something, if you finished it, if you began something, put in the time work, you put in those hours, you put in the grunt work, okay? And you finished it. That's worth celebrating, okay? So even if no one is celebrating you, you must celebrate you. You must, okay? With anything we do, we're teaching other people how to treat us. We're teaching people how we think about ourselves. We're teaching people how to respect or disrespect us by how we respect or disrespect ourselves first. All right. So if you completed anything, you got through it. If you got a divorce, okay. If you got married, you completed, yay, you got your person, right? But if you got a divorce, if you won custody of your child, if you maybe had a legal battle, you fought, you gave it your best effort, but it just wasn't in the cards for you, you still finished it, right? So if there's anything in your world that you are wrapping up, you're ending, you're saying this is the end, and you're making peace with it. You're taking the time to breathe. One more time. You're taking time to breathe. You're taking time to feel those emotions. Even if it's like an unhappy ending, it's just getting grounded in what it is. Sagittarius energy is about the truth, okay? So it's like, even though it's an ugly truth, it's my truth, you know? Even though it's an unhappy ending, I still got through it to see it to the end, right? You know? So just be mindful of that, like just getting grounded within yourself, and whatever the outcome is, making peace within yourself. If it's a happy ending, if it's a happy outcome, great, awesome. I deserve this. Like if it's a happy, good thing, sit in that. If it's your wheel of fortune, if it's finally your turn, if it's finally your time, and you're excited and you're grateful and you're happy about that, be happy. We need more happy people in this world because everybody is stressed and broke out. Okay. Everybody's lonely. It seems like people are, borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. And it's just a lot going on. It's a lot from, reality to the entertainment industry to just worldwide economics. It's the political year. It's just a lot going on. And then we're just trying to figure out how to be this age at the first time, right? It's okay. We're all going through this. We're all going through something, okay? And the sooner you get grounded in, this is what it is. This is what it is. I lost. I won. Get grounded in it. Get grounded in it. If it's yours, you won. Be happy in that fully. Let this Gemini energy allow you to be smiling. Like Gemini energy is laughter. When I think of Gemini sounds like laughter. Gemini sounds like cheers, glasses clinking. Gemini sounds like the shutter of the camera, paparazzi, socialite energy is what I think with Gemini. I think of colors. Happy Pride to everyone that's celebrating. And also just enmeshing the duality of masculine and feminine energy, right? And I'll do a whole other separate pod episode for my Pride family. But in essence, with this Gemini energy, meshing your masculine and feminine energy, regardless of how you identify and all that stuff, we all have masculine and feminine energy, right? So with the Sagittarius full moon, allowing, the light and the dark, it's respect, right? The sooner we face our darkness and say, this is what it is. I got my laziness from my daddy. I got my overindulgence from my mom. I got my like just understand, like those are the makings of you. My dad's a narcissist, so am I. My mom is, whatever, focused on health, so am I. Like whatever parts of you, that's how we get to that self-acceptance. Not just only loving the parts we love, the parts we like, the parts we don't mind, but also making peace with the dark parts, the parts that make us cringe, the parts that make us pissed off. Like 2 days ago, I was, feeling the Sag full moon, and I was like, you know what? These fucking vision boards have kept me in this loop of what to focus on because I'm putting down all of my ideas on this vision board, right? And I had 4 vision boards because I would make one every year and I would just keep bringing it together. Like, so when I would relocate, I would bring these boards with me. And I remember when I moved into this apartment here, my uncle was carrying my boards, and he didn't mention anything about my boards, but I also remember feeling like cringy because like, oh, I don't want everyone to see what's on my vision board because that's kind of personal, you know? So like, it wasn't a conversation that was had about it or anything, but I remember thinking like, how am I supposed to protect these vision boards as I'm moving from one house to the next? And it's not like I have it on display like it's artwork or anything. I have it tucked behind my headboard so I don't see it, or I'll bring one out from time to time and prop it up, and I find myself like not avoiding it or not wanting to look at it because it's just a reminder of what you hadn't done yet. So 2 days ago I just had enough. I took one vision board because I also was thinking like, how do I dispose of this in a safe way, you know, being spiritual and everything. I don't want to just throw my dreams away in a sense, right? So I wanted to give it a proper deconstruction, if you will. So I took a knife because soft life, I'm not gonna be picking it off with my nails. I got a little knife and I scraped the pictures because how I created the vision board, it was on like a regular white poster board like you do for like the science fair and stuff. Regular white poster board. For some vision boards I cut magazine sayings and pictures and things, but for the most part I would print these pictures from my color printer and then stick them on the board. So like one vision board had a picture of Conan on there, another vision board had a picture of me on there. So I don't want to just throw it away as is. I want to give it its proper deconstruction to where it's no longer a vision board, it's just a white poster board, right? Because I done took all the affirmations and the pictures off of it. So I took my energy off of that before I threw it away. So just a little recommendation for anyone disposing of energetic things. Make sure you do the proper release to detach from that energy. So it's not like you're throwing yourself away in a sense. So I took a knife, picked up all the pictures, and shredded the pictures. I most times I would like say something to the picture or whatever word, like I release you, I release my energy, or just something to like let me know we're done here. So I would release each picture, each graphic, shred it, you know, and then once I was done with that board, fold it to the smallest square I could and stuff it in the trash can. And it felt so good. So then I remember I have 3 more boards because I have 4 boards for the past 4 years. So I went and got the other 3. And then I was like, oh, let me film it. So then I put it on my IG stories, so my IG friends saw it or whatever. And I got a lot of response. I got a lot of people that hearted that. And I also made a comment on one of my favorite astrologers, I think Zodi Amity. And I commented on her post because she was talking about the Sagittarius full moon. So I commented that I destroyed 4 vision boards, and that comment got a lot of likes. She also pinned it to the top because I think that speaks to a lot of people. Like, so how many of us have been holding on to vision boards with these old visions, with this old version of ourselves that we're not there anymore, right? Like, I'm up here, but I'm using vision boards from 4 years ago, 3 years ago, even a year ago. I'm not that woman anymore, you know? So respectfully, Sherelle, we're done here. We need to dream up new visions. We need to have new dreams, all right? So I did the same process for the other 3 boards. Used my knife to pick up all the pictures, all the phrasing, the words. Released each graphic, the words. I release you. This is not me, blah, 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 whatever prayer. Shred it. There was at one point I was like stabbing the poster board because I was like pissed, like, fuck, man, like, another thing I didn't do. Another year I didn't do the things, you know, like, wow, what's wrong with me? Why do I not have, you know, passion? Or why don't I have my people? Why am I so, like that frustration, like, you know, and it was like in that moment, you know, I had a moment of clarity for myself. I was like, well, Sherelle, maybe this is part of your shadow side. You initiate things, but then you don't follow through. Damn, that hurts. That hurts. Okay? But I am double mutable shit. I'm a Virgo sun, Pisces rising, and their sister signs. They're opposite of each other, right? So I always feel like I'm working against myself, and sometimes I feel like it takes me much longer to reach things than it should. But anyway, we'll deal with that later. I just had a moment with myself like, well, shit, I just have this thing about me where I will start something and I will change my mind. I will pivot because I'm like this in my mind. I'm a reader. I'm an empath. I'm intuitive. I'm a single woman. You know, I'm horny. Okay. I want more money. Okay. I want to be further than I am in life. So like, and then life is just stressful. Okay. So I just have a lot of energy within me. And if I don't finish projects from time to time, that's a human experience. I'm not going to beat myself up and just say, well, I can't do anything. No, I've done so much in my life. These are just a few things that I chose as important at the time that for whatever reason I just didn't follow up with. Maybe in my mind, my ego, I wanted to do all 10 of these things. But my spirit just wasn't in line with that. And that's okay. Not now doesn't mean not ever. I still have my health. I still have my mental faculties. So not now doesn't mean not ever. They wasn't serving me at this time. Who's to say if I would have got those things at that time that my life would be where it is right now? So I was grateful to have that moment of clarity and self-awareness for myself. It was like, well, shit, I wish I was a little more like on top of it to where I'm crossing my T's and dotting my I's and finishing every project I had my heart set on. But, things come in for a season. People come in for a season. Some stay for a lifetime. Some stay for a lesson. We won't know till we have the experience. And that's the beauty of Gemini energy. That, it didn't work out. Okay. That's fine. I still know I'm amazing. I know I'm cool. I know I'm beautiful. I'm attractive. I'm charming. I know I'm worthy and deserving of good things. This one just didn't work out. It's okay. Gemini is great bounce back energy. Sag as well. Okay. Sag will probably leave you before you leave them. They just realize like my job is done here. My value has been met. So Sagittarius and Gemini energy is given both classy walk away. Shadow side, they're going to ghost you. But on the light side, it's given a classy walk away. And when it comes to a classy walk away for yourself, it's just making peace on what it is and also what it ain't. And if it's something that's not that's in the ain't, right? It's not what it is, it's what it ain't. That's okay. That's okay. You're learning about yourself. You're at this age for the first time in this lifetime, So give yourself some grace. It's gonna take some time and you're gonna need your space. So while we're in this energy of mutable and shifting and being more social and, blending and blurring all the lines, boundaries, okay? Boundaries. Gemini may lack with the boundaries, but Sagittarius is going to be a little better with the boundaries, okay? But nonetheless, both of these signs are speaking to the need to establish healthy boundaries, emotional boundaries, physical boundaries, spiritual boundaries. For example, there's only certain people you could talk about God with. There's some people that you can only party with. There's some people that you feel comfortable around. There's some people you don't feel comfortable around. We don't know these things until we go through the experience, okay? Boundaries. Everyone has to establish boundaries. You have to establish boundaries with your money, okay? You can't spend everything. How you gonna pay this rent? Okay, you can't be everywhere and be everything for everybody because then who's gonna be there for you? Right? You have to have that boundary of self-care time, lonely time. Well, not lonely time, but like just freedom time for yourself. Just because I'm available don't mean I'm free. Okay, yes, I'm available. I'm available for me. Okay, so boundaries. Be reminded of the need to establish boundaries at this time as well. Okay, and that's any time of year, but specifically at this season, it is a reminder of boundaries. Okay, like yes, you want to party. Yes, you want to be outside. Yes, you want to have all the sex and have all the fun time, all the all the things. But it's like, but you just can't. You just can't. Sometimes you have to say no. Sometimes you have to leave early. Sometimes you have to move away. Sometimes you have to decline the invitation. Sometimes you have to do the breaking up. So it's all good. It's all good. Like just remember your needs, your power, your life. So you have to establish these boundaries. Don't wait for someone to tell you twice they don't want you. Don't give someone another opportunity to disrespect you after you've already felt disrespected. Where's your honor? Where's your honor of those feelings? It is what it is, okay? So I leave you with this. Happy Gemini season. Happy Sagittarius full moon. Full moon rituals, it's all about releasing. So purge. I need to make a donation today to the Goodwill, or maybe I'll try to find somewhere else to go because I give Goodwill a lot of stuff and all I get is a fucking piece of paper that I always forget to use during tax time. But anyway, purging, releasing, letting go, clean your home, top to bottom, dust your fans, Pine Sol, your wood in your doorways, your Florida water, all that stuff. Dust, 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 dust. Last thing, sweep. Okay, you don't want to start with sweeping and then start cleaning. You got to sweep again. Okay, make it make sense. Or vacuum, whatever you got. Swiffer, if you have a steamer, steaming your floors. Wash your sheets, wash your duvet, wash the pillowcases. If you're able to throw some clothes away, throw some shoes away, or donate, do that at this time, okay? If we are about the halfway point of the year, we're getting very close to halfway 2024. So I will also recommend that you do like an audit of the first 6 months. How has the year been going for you so far? I understand that the true new year is in springtime with the kickoff of Aries season, but truly with 2024, how has the first 6 months gone? Okay, that will also help you to understand what should be in your release ritual for this full moon, because it's like, okay, if something isn't working, how much more effort we're going to get before we just call it quits. So I want you to consider the first 6 months, definitely, of 2024. I also want you to go back to Sagittarius season last year. So this is going to be right before Thanksgiving until right before Christmas. All right. So like November 19th until like December 18th, somewhere in there. I want you to consider what was going on at that time. Look in your camera roll. What were you taking pictures of? What were you taking screenshots of? Who were you friends with? Who did you fall out with? Where were you working? Were you working at all? Were you being creative? In what area? How often? Where was your focus in Sagittarius season? Because whatever your focus was or whatever the theme was for Sagittarius season, you may see that coming full circle now. I always tell y'all to write in your notes section of your phone. Like, I always make a bullet list. I put the little symbols like Sagittarius full moons. I'll put the moon sign with the Sagittarius sign and a little fire emoji, right? And I do that for every single moon phase so that I can keep up with what's going on, because it's a lot. So if you've been doing that, great job. You're a good listener. Go back and look at your notes section to see what was going on for Sagittarius season. See if there's any correlation with what's going on with you now and how your life has changed since then. Or maybe it hasn't changed and maybe that's what needs to be released. No change is no change. No change is no change. So if something needs to change, there's something you need to change. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I'll probably talk more on the Sagittarius energy with a future episode, but I didn't want to make this episode too long. Apologies. I have not been putting the episodes out on my actual podcast placement because I've been so focused on YouTube and getting that generated, but apologies. It's still going to be on Apple and Spotify and all that stuff, but that was just my bad, you guys. It'll be up there soon. All right. Thank you so much. Let me know on YouTube if you found me through the podcast. Make sure you follow, subscribe, be safe. I think it's Memorial Weekend this weekend, so please be safe. Enjoy yourself. Be social, okay? And it is Memorial Day, so I believe it's about, the soldiers, the servicemen and women that fought and died in the line of duty. So I believe this will also, translate to police officer, firefighters, EMT, all type of service workers, but specifically our military. So make sure you give some observance of that, especially if you know people that serve, if you have family members that have served or that have crossed over in the name of service. Make sure you take that moment of silence, take that time to respect. We do need to bring respect back to the world, specifically to the Americas, okay? To the USA. So give that respect, okay? Take the holiday for what it is, okay? So make sure you give some acknowledgement to those people that have died in the line of service. And let's do a moment of silence now. A big thank you to the servicemen and women of our armed forces. Thank you for your sacrifice. I hadn't been saying thank you for your service for a while because most time they don't like the shit that they're having to do in the military, right? They don't want to unalive people and, hurt innocent people, but duty calls, right? So I find myself saying thank you for your sacrifice because it's more highlighting the sacrifice of them not being with their family, not being with their partner, not being with their children, their friends, missing out on just having a regular social life as a young 20, 30, 40-year-old, you know what I'm saying? So just their sacrifice of giving that commitment, okay? So if you can give show gratitude, express gratitude to the armed forces, because they're just taking orders, right? So with their commander in chief, which, remember, it's an election season this year, so please make sure you do what you can to educate yourself on the policies, on the laws that are on the books, and make sure you keep your spiritual protection up, because remember, with election season, there comes a lot of hate, a lot of trolls, a lot of people that just incite for the sake of a reaction. So please, and with that, be mindful of your own duality. Yes, you're pleasant and kind, but when someone tries you, you flip out. Make peace with that duality, so you can get control over that need to spaz out on people, that need to switch and flip on people. If you don't like that part about yourself, or if that's something you really want to work on and you don't want to be so easily triggered anymore, facing that fact is really going to help you to get there sooner. Okay, so protect your energy, keep your armor up. Pray for yourself, mind, body, and spirit. Every time you're in a shower, specifically with this full moon, when you're in a shower, envision yourself covered in mud, and then you just washing it off. Clear, clean, squeaky clean, pure. Okay. All right, for real, I'm finna go. Love y'all. I'll see you next time. Bye.